जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे
त्वदीय पाद पंकजं नमामि देवी नन्मदे नमामि देवी नन्मदे
पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
On the sacred northern bank of the eternal and beloved Narmada, where the river does not merely flow, but blesses, heals, awakens, there lies a land older than recorded history. A land where the divine has walked, where the earth has held the footprints of immortals, where silence itself is prayer. Here, Parikrama is not a journey, it is a transformation. For thousands of years, Devtas and Asuras, Rishis and Maharishis, Yogis, Siddhas and Tapasvis have walked barefoot upon these very sands, circling the Mother River in surrender, in awe, in longing, in liberation. Here, Rishi Markandeya attained the timeless grace of life beyond time. Here, Adi Shankaracharya walked in stillness, awakening the world to the eternal truth. The divine is one. No era has passed untouched by saints. No age has existed without seekers drawn here by love. This land is not sacred because stories were told about it. It is sacred because the divine has lived here, because the divine still lives here. And now, in this holy cradle of eternity, the ancient path of Narmada Parikrama, the pilgrimage of surrender, silence, and dissolving into the divine, is now embracing the 800-year-old Warkari Sampradaya, the path of love, humility, music, service, and Namasmaran of Lord Vittal. Two rivers of spiritual heritage, flowing for thousands of years, meet here, at this very place. One river teaches, walk, let go, become the sky. The other teaches, sing, love, become the divine. When silence and song meet, God appears. As one enters the ashram, the very first vision that blesses the seeker is the Dutt Mandir standing in the most sacred northeast, the Ishanya corner, aligned perfectly to 100% Vastu. Designed in the timeless Nagara style, its shikara rises upward like a flame of devotion, guiding the mind from earth to sky, to the divine. Here resides Lord Dattatreya, the eternal oneness of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, the Adiguru, the fountain of wisdom, stillness, and boundless grace. To step through this entrance is to step from the world of noise into the world of truth. The ashram begins with Dutt Bhagwan, because the journey begins with the Guru. Where the Guru stands, the path becomes clear. Here, upon the sacred banks of Mother Narmada, rises not just an ashram, but a masterpiece of civilization, where the wisdom of our ancient rishis meets the precision of modern science. For thousands of years, India has known that a space of worship must breathe with the earth. Temples were aligned to the sun. Homes were aligned to the wind. Meditation halls were aligned to the silence within. These principles are not mere tradition. They are advanced environmental design, born in a time when the world had no word for sustainability, yet India was already living it. Today, this ashram revives and elevates that legacy. It is crafted with 100% Vastu alignment, the cosmic geometry that harmonizes earth, water, fire, air, and space with the human spirit. Every structure, every courtyard, every doorway is positioned to welcome light where light is needed, shade where stillness is sacred, and silence where the soul must listen. At the heart of the ashram lies a sanctuary of stillness, a space where the journey turns inward and the soul remembers its own light. This is the meditation center, designed in the sacred geometry of Lord Shiva's third eye, the awakening point of the Ajna chakra. Its form reflects the pine cone, the ancient symbol of consciousness unfolding. For here, awareness blossoms like a silent sunrise within. The hall is soundproofed and acoustically perfected, so that even silence has depth, and breath becomes music. Temperature, daylight, and illumination are all automatically balanced, keeping the mind calm, the senses quiet, the spirit open. And at the very center stands the Adiyogi, still vast, timeless, radiating the presence of the One from whom all meditation flows. Here, we do not seek peace. We realize that peace has always been within us. And as we step gently out from the silence of the meditation center, we are welcomed into the living heart of compassion, the Kamdenu Gaushala. Designed in the ancient pastoral style, reminiscent of how Lord Krishna himself tended to cows in Vrindavan, this sacred Gaushala is not merely a shelter, it is a place of love, care, and reverence. For in our tradition, the cow is mother, the giver of nourishment, purity, and gentle strength. Here, every cow is nurtured with warmth, protected with devotion, and honored as a living blessing. And at the heart of this Gaushala stands a divine vision, Sri Krishna Bhagwan, lifting Govardhan Parvat, his arm raised effortlessly, his smile shining like kindness itself. This sacred image reminds us, true protection comes not from power, but from compassion. Govardhan is not just a mountain, it is Dharma. It is the shelter we offer one another. It is the love we extend to all living beings. In the Warkari Sampradaya, Bhakti is not separate from life. Bhakti is life. A Warkari walks barefoot upon the earth, drinks from rivers with gratitude, sleeps under the open sky, and chants the name of the Lord Vittal with every breath. This path teaches the world is not to be consumed. The world is to be cherished. And this very spirit flows into the design of the ashram. The ashram embodies the highest standards of green building and sustainability, not as a modern trend, but as a continuation of our ancient Dharma. The structures are aligned to the movement of the sun, allowing light to bless every space naturally. Intelligent systems like adaptive DALI lighting ensure illumination matches the rhythm of nature, avoiding excess, avoiding waste, reflecting the Warkari principle of simplicity with sanctity. Rainwater harvesting, sacred water recycling, and earth-friendly management practices ensure that every drop is honored. For just as a pilgrim values the water of Chandrabhaga at Pandharpur, we treat water here as sacred, not ordinary. Traditional materials, breathable plasters, natural stone, and recycled resources are used wherever possible, keeping the ashram close to the earth, just as the Wari Yatras remain close to the dust of the road. Air, light, and sound have been tuned to nourish the inner being. Just as the Warkari experience is not loud, but deep, the ashram environment is not overpowering, but calming. Thus, what you see here is not merely construction. It is conscious creation, ancient Indian wisdom, and modern green architecture are not standing apart. They are holding hands. The bhakti of the Warkari tradition and the sustainability of the ashram are one and the same offering. Love for the divine, love for the earth, love for all beings. This is not just a structure. It is a vow that spirituality must not harm the earth, but heal it. A vow that devotion must not be loud, but pure. A vow that Warkari Bhakti and sustainable living are one continuous song, sung here on the sacred banks of Mother Narmada. Thus, sustainability here is not a technical achievement. It is a spiritual offering. This ashram is Wari made permanent, a place where Bhakti walks, breathes, nurtures, and protects the earth. Ancient wisdom and modern science are not meeting here. They are remembering each other. Like Panduranga and Tukaram, they stand side by side, smiling in oneness. And so, Lord Panduranga Vittal himself comes here, not as a guest, not as a blessing in passing, but to reside, to stay, to live, to watch over all who come in devotion. The great Lord of Pandharpur, the one who waits for his devotees with open arms, now chooses this sacred land as his eternal home. Rising at the heart of this sanctified ground is the majestic 51-foot Murti of Lord Vittal, serene, compassionate, forever smiling. His presence is not sculpture. His presence is living grace. From this sacred union emerges the Jagat Guru Sant Tukaram Maharaj Ashram, a living home of bhakti, seva, and peace. Thus, in this ashram, past and present do not stand apart. They embrace one another. The rishis of ancient India and the engineers of today speak in one language, the language of harmony, balance, and conscious creation. This is not merely a building. This is a living organism, a sanctuary where tradition becomes technology, and technology becomes devotion. This ashram is a shining example, perhaps one of the only of its kind, where India's timeless spiritual heritage and India's rising scientific brilliance stand as one. It is a marvel, a tribute, a message to the world. The future is strongest when it remembers its roots.
Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari.
Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari.